For a long time, the headline story for electric vehicles in India felt like a simple race to the bottom: who could manufacture the cheapest car to get the most drivers on the road. But that strategy hits a wall if the entire production line relies on a single foreign power for the battery cells themselves. Assembling an affordable chassis means very little if you can't source the power locally. At the same time, consumers are facing their own roadblocks. High upfront costs and a scattered, uneven charging network are making private vehicle ownership impractical for millions of urban drivers. To solve this, the biggest players in India are throwing out the basic sales playbook. Instead of strictly pushing individual cars off a lot, they are building fully independent ecosystems from the ground up. Today's shifts across the supply chain, the vehicle hardware, and mobility models prove the fight for market control has moved past the stage of simple sales targets. The largest move is happening at the very beginning of the supply chain. Tata Group and JSW Group are reportedly preparing to inject nearly $1 billion into domestic electric vehicle and battery technology. This capital aims directly at India's most glaring vulnerability: a deep, long-term reliance on China for the raw materials and battery cells that make electric transport possible in the first place. Relying on foreign imports for these exact components creates a bottleneck that threatens the entire domestic manufacturing floor. To counter this, Tata's Agratas division is pouring heavy research and development into LFP and lithium manganese iron phosphate battery chemistries. These specific formulas bypass that foreign reliance to establish local supply control. JSW is running a parallel track, scaling up the heavy industrial infrastructure required to support their own in-house tech research capabilities. These billion-dollar investments function as a defensive shield, securing national battery independence over the next decade. As the supply chain hardens, the hardware itself is moving up market. We are finally seeing the surfacing details of the highly anticipated Tata Sierra EV. New reports show a shift toward premium specifications, including a tablet-sized 15-inch touchscreen, a spacious luxury cabin, and a four-wheel drive layout on higher variants. This chart highlights the leap in raw power we're looking at. While standard budget EVs typically run on a 25 to 40 kilowatt-hour battery, the Sierra EV is expected to house large 65 to 75 kilowatt-hour options. Tata is using the Sierra to directly challenge Mahindra's growing lineup, proving they are ready to compete far beyond the budget practicality segment. By prioritizing interior comfort, heavy technology integration, and lifestyle positioning, manufacturers are showing that the Indian EV consumer market is rapidly maturing. But even with domestic batteries and premium SUVs, forcing 1.4 billion people into a traditional individual ownership model is hitting a ceiling. The math simply does not work for everyone. The upfront expense of the hardware, combined with uneven charging access, makes owning a private electric car highly impractical for many urban commuters. This friction is pushing the industry toward an access-first approach. This model prioritizes shared mobility, vehicle subscriptions, and accessible battery swapping over individual sales, shifting the focus away from forcing people to buy cars and toward letting them easily subscribe or rent accelerates how millions of Indians actually interact with electric transit. Look at this diagram outlining the industry's new loop. The billion-dollar battery labs, the premium Sierra EV, and the shared mobility fleets all connect into a single closed ecosystem. The countries and companies that win the next decade will not achieve it simply by moving the highest volume of vehicle units off a lot. Success requires securing the underlying technology, building independent supply chains, and ensuring that daily access is affordable for the masses. Securing comprehensive control over that entire loop is the starting line for the global EV war. If you want real, no-hype insights into the electric vehicle revolution every single day, hit the like button and subscribe to EVs 24/7. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Does India's future rely on traditional car ownership,